Consumer prices jumped 5% in May, fastest pace since the summer of 2008. Well, hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus here with you for Arcadia Economics on a historic day in the financial and government-rigged markets, because just in case you think I'm making it up, let's pull up the headline right off the bat so you can see it for yourself. Consumer prices jumped 5% in May, fastest pace since the summer of 2008. It's also, I found interesting that summer of 2008, that was well into the collapse then, and that's the last time prices would have been going up this fast. Somewhat interesting, but in either case, see here, consumer prices for May accelerated their fastest pace in 13 years as inflation pressures continued to build. And this 5%, that's not the John Williams shadow stat number. That's actually the BS number. Reading represented the biggest CPI gain since 5.3 increase in 2008, just before the worst of the financial crisis sent the US spiraling into the worst recession it had since the Great Depression. And at least, I'm gonna be careful how I phrase this, because I like to think that when you know what's coming, you can prepare for anything. And fortunately, that's what I've done. And I think why a lot of people watch this channel and have done, because when you see what's coming and when you see the Stasi tactics, as the great James Anderson would say, that are being used to hide crime, is really how I would look at it. You know, I think it's going to be tough for a lot of people, certainly if you left your money in treasuries or a stock market bubble, whenever this pops, which I don't expect to happen in nominal terms, but in real terms, there's good. And I think that day cometh soon where you're going to be happy you have your gold and silver rather than your Tesla shares. Obviously, one could say I've been wrong for the last 10 years on that one, and technically they'd be correct, but I would assert there is still time on the clock. So anyway, a separate gauge that excludes volatile food and energy. Volatile. Well, I have a coffee here. I don't know if that's a volatile coffee. I don't know. We don't get a volatile bagel for breakfast. I don't think it's the food and energy. Okay, it's the food and energy prices. Yes, or actually, no, it's not even those prices. I think it's the eroding value of the dollar that really is what we're watching out for here. But anyway, I guess you don't have to watch out for it. It's pretty clear. Even the government numbers. I didn't even think the BLS calculator went up to 5%. Used car and truck prices continue their climb higher, rising 7.3% in the month, 29.7% for the past 12 months. But that's transitory, according to the experts at the Federal Reserve. Because here you see, though the inflation readings are well above anything seen since the financial crisis, the Federal Reserve has largely been dismissive of the numbers, similar to how they were largely dismissive of the risk of the subprime crisis, while Ben Bernanke warned that that was transitory and temporary, which led billions of people across the globe to lose money unnecessarily because they fell for Ben Bernanke's lie, which I think is unfortunate, but you know, I like to learn from these things and at least help people who want to do the same, which is why we do these videos. And that's why I do what I do. Gasoline index up 56.2% over the past year. Doesn't sound very transitory. And I guess you could say it's transitory, but when you think, well, what would it take for these to come back down? And you have Janet Yellen at the same time talking about how they're just getting started, and she's appalled by how we're spending at 2010 levels. And yeah, it could be transitory if they were going to raise interest rates and not continue to monetize debt and spend like drunken sailors. I don't really see that happening. So in either case, record-setting stuff. Interesting. Rostin Benham, I'll bet his resume is increasing on a historic print where we've never seen this, maybe 2008. Somehow Silver sells off first, goes down below 27.50, then goes up above 27.90, and then back to 27.70. Sure, if the CFTC pulled the trading records there and looked at the evidence that I had sent on February 12th, April 6th, and then some other time in early May, which they have not responded to yet, they would find the evidence of the fraud that I've reported. But obviously, at least one of the benefits of this year, to end this one on a positive note, is that at least now we know that they are, without question, the corrupt regulator. I did call again yesterday, so you can comment. We'll let you know when I hear back. Although, like I said, we're going to end this on a positive note. And I would like to thank Bluestone Resources, who brought us this video, advancing the Cerro Blanco Gold and Mitogimo thermal projects. That's Jack Lundeen of the Lundeen family. And they've been moving their project along nicely here, which, again, is my studies of the mining industry. One of the things I like to follow is, the people who say what the plans are, do they follow through? And it's been nice following what Jack and Bluestone have been doing over the past year, seeing that they've done that. And here is the latest drill results, including 28.6 meters grading 11.6 grams per ton gold, 217.6 meters grading 1.4 grams per ton gold. So thank you, Bluestone Resources, for sponsoring this video, being a supporter of the show, and also providing an option for people to look into their further due diligence, so that if next month's CPI print is in double-digit territory, which I guess we can't rule out at this point, well, I can't tell you whether this is the suitable investment for you. If you're looking for leverage and you think gold and silver are going to explode, regardless of what happens at Basel III, which I'll have Alistair McLeod on the show later today talking about, so hit the subscribe and notification buttons. And with that said, thank you again, Bluestone. And even while you're watching this, fear not. It's coming to an end. It's coming. I don't know what day, but it's coming. Hang in there, and hopefully this cheers you up a little bit. And appreciate you being here as always. And again, Alistair McLeod talking Basel III later on today.